Hello, I'm VXToyCat and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you 5 wasteful moves for Minecraft Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation, which seem like they're incredibly useful on the surface, but in reality don't have much use, and the easier solution to it is often the much better one. So I figured I could, save you from 5 reasonably easy to make mistakes in Minecraft that could help you out a lot. Anyway, please do like the video if you do like it. It helps out the channel a lot, and let us know you do like it. And let's get straight into the video then, shall we? So let's start with number 1. I mean, where else would we start, I guess? But number 1 actually relates to making charcoal. So when you're making charcoal because you just can't find coal, or just for any reason, most people try to use the wood as the fuel because you don't have any coal. So you put the wood in there, right? Because you put wood in the top, you put wood in the bottom. But this is actually a pretty bad idea. The reason it's a bad idea is because oak wood, but even though you get 4 planks for every single piece of wood, oak wood actually burns the same speed as oak wood planks do. So even though 2 oak wood is equivalent to 8 planks, 8 planks will burn for 4 times the length of the oak wood. So let me just prove that. As you can see, I've got 1 charcoal out of one of these, whereas if I put in 2 of these, I'll get in 3 bits of charcoal, even though this is half a block of wood as opposed to 1. So yeah, use oak planks instead of oak wood. They both do 1.5 items each, which means you'll get much more value out of the planks. If you're wondering, because I know a lot of people used to use sticks to put in the furnace instead. Sticks are just the same as the the planks, but they take a little bit more effort to make. So yeah, that's why you should always go with the planks and not with the that's why you should go with the planks and not with the oak wood thing itself, or potentially not with the sticks. So is it going to smell? Oh, it is. So free charcoal for me. Very, very nice. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, which is actually going to involve our charcoal, because we have another furnace one, just because this is this is one of those ones that's so ridiculous, but it kind of seems like it makes sense on the surface. But basically, if you have a silk touch pickaxe, it might seem like it's smart to actually break the block and then take it with you and then take it back to a furnace. So you can be like, aha, I've got my redstone ore, I've got my emerald ore, let's smelt it in the furnace then, shall we? So get more XP. Because as you know, when you smelt something in the furnace, you do actually get XP from it. However, this is a really bad idea, because when you break the block by itself, with a regular pickaxe, which I don't have, you actually get more XP per block. You get quite a lot. I think it's like 6 to 8 for diamonds. You get, like 7. You get quite a lot of XP basically for every single block you mine. Whereas if you take it from the furnace, you get a fraction of a single XP. You can see what a tiny difference it made there. And what's even worse is if you do this with redstone, which is the very worst example from this, is instead of getting 4 redstone per block, you actually only get 1 redstone. So as well as requiring a silk touch pickaxe, as well as requiring some fuel source, and as well as going through all this extra effort, you get less XP, and in the case of redstone, you get less of the block you're trying to get to. So if you ever wanted less redstone per redstone ore and less XP and more effort, then this is useful. Otherwise, it's not as useful as you might think. So yeah, smelt with the wood planks and smelt not with ores, because that's a bad idea. Anyway, moving on from this, let's move on to the third one, which is one that when it first came out, it seemed like it'd be a cool idea, but in reality, 99% of the time, it isn't something worth pursuing. And that is the fact that you might not know that basically, if you have loads of seeds next to dispensers with bone meal inside them, you can actually basically automatically grow the crops. So with this button, it's hooked up to all the dispensers. As you can see, automatically grow those crops. And at first, this seems amazing. You're like, I need to pursue this because it's like an automatic wheat farm. But the problem is, there's no truly automatic wheat farm just yet. And the reason this is, it's so crazy, basically, is the fact that if you try and, treat it like it's one, you have to go off and you have to harvest the crops anyway, which means, the full automatic part is gone. And the amount of effort you have to go through to get the stacks and the stacks of, the bone meal that you want to go, the effort you have to go through to replant it anyway, just so you can get rid of bone meal, it's entirely outweighed by the fact that you only can skip one of the 3 steps of the process by using this. And because you go through so much effort just for that one step, this is something that's cool, but it's not something that's ever going to be the best way to grow wheat. If you're ever at this point in the game where this is the best way, then you don't really need wheat. And although it's cool to do, this is never something you should consider doing as a way to make things faster, because like I said, even if you really wanted to do it that fast, you could still manually bone meal in a much faster way than you could ever make all of this. So yeah, just something to consider. It's a thing that I would definitely recommend thinking about. This just is not the most efficient way of getting your crops grown. So just something to bear in mind. Hopefully at some point when we can make literally fully automatic wheat farms, that'll be cool. You can use villagers and kind of get that done right now, but right now, dispensers with bone meal, they're cool, but they're not functional, and 99% of the time, unless you're doing it just to be cool, it's not going to be mostly useful. So next up, let's move on to potions, and there's one potion in particular that has next to no use. So it's brewed from the spider eye after you have your regular potion, and basically it is the potion of poison. So I'm going to use the potion of poison too, because it illustrates my point extra strong here, but basically the potion of poison by itself is entirely pointless. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that, but yeah, this thing saying it is very, very pointless because you drink it, and because it's a drinkable potion, the only thing you do with it is drink it and be poisoned. So yeah, I'm going to go for a lot of poison now. But the thing that's worse than that is even if you do turn into a splash potion, like I'm doing here by putting gunpowder there, and this seems like it's such a good idea because they actually nerfed splash potion range in the last update. I know they only introduced it as a bug, but you know, splash potion range was really cool at one point. But unfortunately now it has been nerfed. The thing is, even if you like to actually use this on someone, you have to be at the perfect distance. Like, if they're that brewing stand distance away from me right now, you have to, you know, throw it at them and then switch out to something. So let me just show you why this is so horrendous. Even if I get the perfect arc, it's only going to just about hit there. But if you try to hit someone that's closer, like over there, you're also going to hit yourself. Or at least you're going to come very close. And it's something very scary to worry about. Splash potions just don't have much range. And it means that the splash potion of poison right now, unless you're like high up above them and you're throwing it down to them, don't use it because you will end up poisoning yourself, and usually if you're in a situation where you need to use poison, it's going to hurt you more than it hurts them. So poison's like a free advantage you can give to someone, but it's not a good advantage. So I definitely don't recommend potions of poison, whether it be in their regular form or in their splash form. And how much okay, I've got no poison left. I was going to say, like, how long have I been poisoned? So yeah, that is the fourth one. Potions of poison, pretty useless anyway, and even with a splash potion, only when you're up above something, throwing down, because otherwise you'll poison yourself. It happens all the time. Anyway, let's move on to the fifth one, which is one that seems like a really cool idea for building, and it's like, okay, we'll have a chest room, and in each of the chests we'll have you know, item frames with a thing on there. So if you watched my you know, FPS drops video, you'll know that this is actually a serious cause of you know, FPS dropping, and the reason that works is because for some reason the item frame code has some serious performance issues. Combine that with the fact that the chests are reasonably bad anyway, and you get yourself a lag room. Basically, you can't notice it because I'm playing on the Xbox One right now, which is slightly better at handling it, but if you play on a 360, even having just, you know, let's say 10 chests covered in item frames will start to cause some FPS drops. And I've seen stuff like in Alliance of Amanda's World, where basically, you know, if you look in that direction, your frame rate drops into like 10s, where you're like, so yeah, if you like being able to play the game and having it be smooth and stuff, item frames on chests, try and keep them few and far between. Don't have every chest labeled with an item frame. Use a sign if you really need to, or just remember or something and like have different sections, because otherwise that will create some problems. So just something to bear in mind, having, you know, item frames on your chest, it seems cool, but in reality, use it sparingly, or you will create FPS drops, and you'll wonder where they came from, and you might not even remember, and then you'll be like, everything's ruined. So just something to bear in mind. Anyway, I hope you did enjoy this video. I hope I taught you 5 things like not, you know, to do if you think they're efficient and stuff, and hopefully you did enjoy the video regardless. Please do like it if you did like it, share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. I make videos like this every single day on my channel, and if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.